We'll see.
Tell him I said hello.
I will.
See him.
I don't want
If I had like an odor.
Yeah, they are. How are you?
This is a full house, like.
Oh, yeah, good. Well, you're on your way through anyway, right?
Something on the agenda we don't.
Yeah, I know.
think so. Everything has already been, what was the,
Yeah, historic preservation?
Speak.
he's here for planning and zoning, he can wait.
Yeah, somebody's actually here.
Yeah.
Did this pass, the Falstaff sign?
I don't think it did.
I was
I don't
not,
think it
I was
did.
not in favor of that, but
I don't think it did, but
Carolyn, you must have said the magic word. You got everybody.
I know, well, it's the mother tone, you know. And I try not to play that card very often, but it's like, you know, people, if you're not there, we have to meet again. And I was so worried about the weather. I thought, oh, if that snows on my parade, I'm gonna be upset because. Snows on my parade. Yeah, we wanna get this done. Okay, I think,
Really?
yeah, oh, Branson, 4 or 5 inches, Lebanon,
Hoping it was coming here.
it was close.
But we could all make it
Yeah.
here, even if
Jamie was, well,
Yeah.
Jamie's in Springfield, said it's
Yeah,
not
well-
pretty good there this morning. But Lebanon, they said they got like 5.
Okay, are we ready? Is the lights on? Okay, I would like to call to order the Washington Historic Preservation Commission meeting on Monday, February 12th. And if we could have the roll call, please.
Carolyn Witt,
Present?
Joe McGowan,
present?
Brian Bogue,
Here?
Rick Hop,
Present.
Deanna Fitzgerald,
present.
Andrew Clary,
Here.
Tim Pepsel,
Present?
Tyler King,
Here.
Jeff Patke,
Here.
Al Burr,
Here.
Sal Maniaci,
Here.
Sarah Skeen.
Here.
Okay, thank you. If you rise and join me for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag I'm sorry we don't have Usher to have a halftime show.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know, that was out of my league, let me tell you. Okay, I hope everyone checked out the last minutes was from October. And Jamie sent us the note about precise minutes, direct quotes, and I know some committees do that and others don't. And if anyone has any input into that, myself, I feel like I am guilty of the ums and the ohs when I'm speaking, so I appreciate.
I always leave that kind of stuff out. I just don't know if everyone wants to read all of that.
No,
'cause it's
no,
kind of verbatim, but
No.
if you don't, I can just do the main points and keep
yeah.
it short and
And
sweet.
I am on committees that do that, but I'm also a secretary at other committees, and I'm great at after-sun discussion, which is a cop-out, but it works.
And
But
we
if
are not required verbatim for this unless we're doing
No,
some type of
no.
code change.
Well, if we had an issue, a specific issue about a
what I would
demolition, or something that we really felt strongly about,
If it was
we
a
needed to
public
let,
meeting, I think.
yeah,
Public meeting.
we need everybody to get their opinion in, and that would be different, but that doesn't happen very often. So, are there any additions or corrections to those last minutes? And if not, could I have a motion to approve?
I so motion.
I'll second.
And there's the second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Okay. The design reviews, we've been doing online, which is a good thing. Because I think if there are any questions, Jamie's more than willing to track down what we need to get more information. I do have a question about the Falstaff sign, because I personally was not very excited about that. And
I don't think anyone was.
Right.
I conveyed everything to him.
So
I didn't see if he put it up.
it is, yeah, and well, it's because we can only prohibit backlit signs, but he opted to not
which is good.
light
He
it, which,
said he would not plug it in.
yeah, so yeah, there was no, we had to issue it. It met all the other requirements.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't even think it is it up? I don't know.
Was.
I don't,
We took it-
I don't know. I think he takes it down.
I saw it one day.
Work.
I
Drive
haven't
past there all the
noticed it.
time, I've never noticed it, but I can't say
Yeah.
that I've
Can't say that I
Look
looked
on
up
the way
that.
home.
Yeah.
It was up.
He'll have somebody show up and want a drink.
I conveyed that to him as well.
I do
was
that
one of the
without the
comments,
sign.
but-
Exactly.
I think it's for special occasions, and he comes down.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, that's fine. We see having a party, and then they know where he is. Okay, can we put all on record at one time, or do we need to go individually?
You can do them all at once.
Okay, is there a motion to put all these that had been reviewed in the minutes?
Also motion?
I'll second.
A second? All those in favor?
Hey, Carolyn, 1 second.
Yes.
Just in reference to the Falstaff sign, it's up, it's not backlit. I don't think you want to approve it, because by approving it right now, you're approving that it's okay as he send it in.
Well, we're just
Well, we're
approving the
that we
motion.
reviewed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the certificate of
That
review.
it was reviewed.
We don't actually have any,
It's voluntary compliance.
Right.
Yeah, so there's,
Just feel
whether,
that
I
it's
don't want, I don't want this board to say that you're in favor of that.
It's just accepting this into the minutes because they already had to issue the certificate of review.
It's just stating that it was reviewed.
Okay, thank you.
yeah, but you're right, that's not, okay, we have a motion and a second to submit these on the record, these reviews. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carried. Old business, potential grants. Jamie is really good about forwarding stuff to us, that there's stuff out there, but we haven't really attacked any
We haven't
new.
had a specific project need or anything.
What's the status, how long until they get back to us on the International Shoe Factory?
Well, the,
We're on a holding.
yeah, they came back and it was, I mean, a portion of it is eligible. So I think, I don't know if there's a next step there or not. I thought that was kind of, was I thought they designated after a year and they can put it on the registry.
Okay,
So,
excellent.
Yep.
Do anything else?
I can check with our consultant, but yeah, I think, yeah, there was a year holding period and then they,
Yeah, I would think that would be over, so.
Yeah.
If we are official. There are, I know Kirkwood, in their community, they have signs on light posts designated that you're in a historic district. And I always thought that wouldn't be a bad thing to do, not, you know, you don't want to beat them to death with signage, but at the same time, if you're in that neighborhood, you see that, so that was always something we could consider with
I think
our-
that's a good idea. I think if we went to all the work and they spent a lot of time reviewing all those properties and stuff to mark the district, it makes sense to me.
Right, and it's very subtle, it's not, you know, but that way you know that you're within a historic district. That's something that we can always consider as far as using our finances, our generous donations from the council to support us.
If you kind of think of, I feel like how we're sort of branding downtown a little bit, it's beautiful, historic downtown Washington. I love the idea of putting the district signs up. I think it's a neat
Yeah.
bit of history.
Because each neighborhood, I mean, if you live here, you kind of know Tibby House or Olives and the International Shoe Factory, but, you know, for tourists,
Exactly.
and we're doing more of those all the time, so, well, we'll consider that. I'll try and get some pictures from Kirkwood, because it's always nice when you can steal somebody else's ideas. Don't
We
re,
don't have any currently?
We don't have any district signs listed specifically. Now, we have signs on buildings that'll tell the history about buildings, but nothing specifically for our historic districts. And I will add to that, too, through Downtown Washington Inc., we're also talking in our design committee about getting an over-the-road type of sign as well, welcoming people into the district. So it could be a play on all of that. We have a design meeting Wednesday that'll be discussed a little more, but that's been a project on our radar for a while. But no, to your point, we don't have any specifically for each district.
That would be really cool.
yeah, that would be nice, because then, you know, you're making a statement where you are.
Even the banner program is not a bad way to go on some of those districts.
Right.
And
Talking
we
about that.
could do that.
You have a little more graphic capability that way too,
Correct.
to show
Yes.
like, you know,
You have a picture
a
of the
background,
Tibby
yeah,
House and just say historic district
Well,
exactly.
on the banners.
there is one on the Tibby district, you know, there's a plaque.
That plaque in front of the
And,
house?
and then there's one for Main Street.
Yeah. But if you want bigger exposure, it's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, most people don't even know that we have those.
Yeah. Well, that's
I mean,
good to keep in mind.
Probably.
Education conferences,
I have a couple I can announce.
excellent.
So we do have, there's an opportunity through Missouri Main Street. It's the Paul Brunn Historic Revitalization Sub-Grant Program. This is a grant that they're offering through the state. It's actually a national grant, but we have a webinar this coming Friday if you're interested. I think Jamie just sent something out as well, so thank you for continuing to forward that stuff through Missouri Main Street. But it's a grant opportunity for building owners or potential building owners to basically fix up their facades, fix up their buildings. So it's very similar to what, and Rick, if you want to speak about the Historic Washington Foundation and what we're offering as well, it goes along the lines of that, basically.
Right. The foundation is offering up to 25,000 matching grant, low-interest loan program, just like we did 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. We're limiting it to 25,000 per application, and right now we have,
We have 2 applications currently to review. Yeah.
okay, 2 applications, and we have it out there, so we're just waiting for, we'll go up to a total of 4 if everybody, and most of the people are asking for the 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when Sarah and I were at the CLG meeting, there was a presentation on this specific grant. And so there is somebody in the state we could contact if we want to follow through on that.
Yep.
And what's really unique about it is so many things are not more brick and mortar, you know, and sometimes that's what you need. You need something for the building, not just, you know, you want some hard.
Yeah. Now, I will say, if you want to apply for this grant, you actually physically have to watch this webinar, is what they're saying. So trying to get the word out, we've been trying for a little while, but it's pretty hard. But the webinar goes live on Friday, this Friday. So again, I think, Jamie, I think you forwarded a message from Missouri Main Street. If not, I can go back and I can send it to you guys if you're
Sure I did.
interested, or if you know somebody that's interested, really. And then,
Is it residential and commercial, just has to be historic property?
I believe so,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Residential and commercial, what was the question?
I'm sorry, commercial.
Just commercial.
Rehabilitation of commercial structures in Missouri Main Streets districts. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Airbnb structures would count,
You know, I'd have to really read the fine print.
okay?
Their draft is 19 pages long, so,
Okay.
and I have not read the whole thing.
Small
Read
print.
that for us.
Yeah, there's all kinds of guidelines on here.
Okay.
But, and then continuing on education and conferences, we do have a national conference is in Birmingham, Alabama this year, May 5th through the 8th. So if anybody's interested in attending that, and I think we'll have a pretty good group that goes to that this year as well. So just some upcoming ones.
Birmingham's fun. It's in the mountains, which you can't imagine Alabama having mountains. And they have their symbol is the guy, Vulcan, from the St. Louis World's Fair. They ended up, they had for their industry, they had him in the World's Fair, and then they took him back and put him on a mountain. So there's a tie to us.
I was thinking of Spock when you said Vulcan or whatever.
Not that No, who was, what's the, Hephaestus? Whatever, anyway, whether it's Greek or Roman, it's
Oh,
the
gotcha.
guy with the, you know, the ironmonger, the
Made the weapons,
blacksmith.
yeah.
They put them on a mountain.
They put him on a mountain.
Zeus's lightning bolts. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Interesting.
that's cool.
I wanted, so maybe a combo here, and a thank you to Jamie. In January, she sent out webinars for the Missouri Brownfield grants as well. So I attended that seminar, which was good. And they're going to do more. I was remiss, I didn't get the dates down, but it was about remediation of historical property, so removing of asbestos, lead, all that stuff, and the grants you can get for it. So I was trying to think of kind of our laundry list of things that we've been chewing on over the last couple of years, and nothing came to mind. But if you've got a historical property, at least from what I saw, is commercial or residential, and you need remediation of asbestos, lead paint, or any other hazardous materials, it does not cover sewage. There were a lot of questions about this. I was like, what about my sewer pipe that's leaking? And the host was like, no. I was like, well, what about this septic tank? He's like, no. But it's remediation of those materials. There's a lot of good grants out there for that. So if there's a project or you know somebody that needs that, maybe we could help put them in the right direction.
That's good. Okay. The Main Street meetings are always excellent if you have an opportunity to attend one of those, because they cover, historic preservation is part of Main Street. So there's always something that we can find that ties into what we're doing. Curb appeal, we have not had anybody really take that under their sleeve to do that, since we've lost a lot of, had to change of board people. But if anybody's interested in taking that on, you keep your eye peeled for any, and it's usually residential, but it can be commercial as well. And it has to be at least 50 years old, I think. And if they do anything that is what we consider the right thing to do in external improvements on a building or a house, they can be recognized. We have a little thing we put in the yard and get a picture in the newspaper, and recognizing that. We have done that. And then the Creating New History was on the same line, only it was for new architecture that fits within the historic district. Annie Understall comes to mind, but also the Emmanuel Lutheran Church. There have been the Speckles House, new construction that fits, that isn't, a glass box, it fits. So if anyone has any interest in that,
Carolyn, on this topic, if you look at the new bridal shop downtown,
I was just saying,
Yes.
Old
it
Peck's.
is amazing.
it is, it really is, okay. Well, maybe if we have a motion to acknowledge that, we'll see if we can find the sign
For
and
curb appeal or,
curb appeal, because it's
It'd have to be,
old.
'cause
I mean,
it's
it was,
not really new construction.
Yeah.
Or,
No,
some of it is though.
remodel?
yeah, it's more of a remodel, but it is recognizing being a storefront. And I just had a recent tour from John Patke of the building he bought, which is next to Understall and Understall.
Yeah.
And that is going to be pretty amazing.
I've been through that with him. It's going to take him a while,
Oh, I told him that's a man with vision, because, I mean, that building needs a lot of love.
but when you talk about this coming up
Yes.
from Front Street and you see that, the
The
facade.
lighting, I
and-
mean, everything is just really cool.
It's amazing.
It is.
So if we're going to do something, I would put that on the list.
Okay. Jamie, see if you can find the sign. I think I've got the Creating New History sign, but I don't know where the curb appeal would be.
See if it's in the hallway down.
Yeah, see if there's a closet somewhere.
Yeah,
You know about those closets where you put things. Yeah, right.
I think that's a great idea. Have we missed anyone in the same aspect of that? You know what I mean? I think it's fantastic to do that. Just let those people know that we appreciate what you've done,
Well-
but let's not miss anyone.
Exactly. There's a house on West Fifth, and it was a Victorian-type brick, and it had no porch. And there's,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's,
I saw the young guy working on
and
that
there's a
for.
family.
Yep.
And he and the little boy were out, and he built a porch, which fits the house. He put in the thing.
Paver steps and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
and the walkway to the street, I mean,
Yeah.
he has done a magnificent job. But again, I apologize, I have let that drop, but I mean, that was one that really needs to be recognized. Because that house always looked like, it was missing two
missing
teeth or something. It was with no porch, and it looks great. And it's a family home, but it's neat.
Do we want to maybe compile a list and vote at the next meeting?
I think
Review it?
that would be great. Does anybody want to, and I hesitate to say this because then you immediately go, I don't want to do that. But if anyone would like to chair that, and it could be a temporary, just on this, to put together a list. Anybody?
I'll gladly do that. That's easy.
Okay, that would be great.
Email me your suggestions. Could I
That'd-
put that in an Excel sheet?
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Clary. That's very kind.
And we have, I don't know when to bring this up, but we have a house we bought, 210 Lafayette, that is actually on the Historical Society's walking tour, because it's a traditional, I mean, it's the plainest looking thing you could ever buy. But it's like on the historical, because it's an old German, typical from the 1880s or whatever it
Right.
was. and we're getting ready to do external work on that, and so we bought some stuff from Aersol to some external lighting and stuff that he's gotten off of other places. like
Yes.
that. So I would like to talk to somebody about that and just get some counsel on how to proceed with that and what, so that we
Well,
don't do anything wrong.
Have you gotten a copy of our design guidelines?
I think, is this?
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, yes, that's a good place to start. The other thing would be go to the Historical Society and see if Katie Dickhouse has any pictures of it in the past. Because a lot of times the Historical Society will have, I know that's happened with the Washington coffee shop across the street, when they were developing that, we had an issue about their signage, and he went and found a picture.
The old grocery store, yeah.
Absolutely, and he repeated the sign and the lighting that was from the original. So you might, that's another place to look.
John's doing the same thing with that building.
Yes.
He's got old pictures of that to know, to bring it back to what it was
Yes,
originally.
which is great.
And is there anyone that can walk through that with me to look at that place and make sure we're not,
Tyler, you're a man who knows resources, is there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the board to do it, honestly. Go through your design guidelines. I mean, you can talk to anybody. You can talk to Jamie, Sal, myself, Sarah, anybody at the
I'm
city.
ready to do, so I mean, I don't know, I need to.
Yeah.
I need some counsel on what.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'd be happy to sit down with you.
Okay, just walk through the house, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of pea green paint and shiny corrugated tin. That's all you need to know. You're fine. Just put that all over. It'll look great.
Yeah, John Packey
yourself
said
in
he was
trouble.
gonna bring pink paint to us.
Bad humor. I
Because
couldn't
we-
help it.
That's a step in the, yeah, right. Okay, that's great. Budget report, I don't think, have we spent any money, Sal?
Same amount of money we put in, well, we've met in October, the budget got approved that month, so.
Okay, and if anybody wanted to go to the Main Street, that money is available to go to meetings. So if you wanted a little funding,
Let me know because we get a discount if we sign up as a group. So
yes.
How soon do you need to know?
sooner the better.
I knew you were going to say
It's May 5th through 8th in Birmingham, Alabama.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
What's
We've
nice,
talked about road tripping because any flights it's hard to get in straight to Birmingham. You gotta
Probably drive
connect.
there, yeah, faster
so,
than you can.
and it's not, you can do it in a day. I mean, it's not,
Well, it's only 6, 8 hours.
yeah, it's like 8 hours, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
it's exciting.
Way to get to know people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good, and I do thank the council for, I know last year's went towards the 100-year anniversary of City Hall. So, you give us money, and then we're able to support that sort of thing, which is really nice. And then before that, we helped with the city cemetery sign. So, and then we have the budget, the plaques on a lot of the historic buildings downtown. And that's why, that's the kind of thing that if we do want to go into, Emily is not Underdown, what's her name?
Hopkins?
Hopkins, the tourism lady at the, she did all the new signage with Ziegler around town that you see, and they've done a wonderful job of, library, park, fair, grounds, all that kind of stuff. And I would definitely go through her to help us come up with those signs, because she's an expert at that. So, okay.
Sal, is the historical budget a line item in the general fund?
Yeah, well, it's, yes, it's under
We keep
economic.
track of what they spend it on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's under economic development, and I don't think it's specifically itemized, because sometimes it's miscellaneous signs, plaques, or education reimbursement, the three main things.
I just want to make sure we kept track of what we do spend it on, so we know that next year.
Absolutely.
It's not an issue of
Well,
passing. It's just a matter
exactly,
of-
and you want to be able to tell people, look, this is what we did,
Correct.
and it's a responsibility, so you want them to know. So we're kind of on hold with the plaques, because we got to the point where we hit all the commercial buildings, but you're not real comfortable doing that to houses, unless like an Airbnb type thing might be more like, but you really don't want people wandering up to your door going, oh, let me look at your
They
plaque.
looked at our Elm Street house, they thought it was the coffee shop. It's 410L, and then the coffee shop was really in her parking lot. She's at the, and so they would just come to the front door and come in. So I warned the guests that some people might just come in with a book and like, okay.
Hello.
Keep the door locked, because they're gonna come in.
Yes, yes, oh my,
People did that.
oh my, that's an adventure.
Their sign was right on the fence, kind of in our yard, like the coffee shop. It was really pointing to the parking lot next door.
Oh, what a riot. That's why that Falstaff sign, he could get into big trouble with that.
Yep, or have a really great time.
Absolutely.
Go one of two ways.
I don't suppose there's been anything new, novel, or different with the Calvin. We leave that on there for hope, you know, just,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, is there any updates? Does anybody know any?
no,
I think late last year, they said they were maybe gonna,
yeah, well,
but nothing's, okay.
I'm bad. Other business, I have heard, again, just rumor, that the Veterans of Foreign War house
Gotta be for sale.
is for sale. The
The old
VFW,
The old Bush
the old
mansion.
Bush Brewery Mansion. The
The VFW.
VFW. And I thought that is something we may want to put our oar in the water, just to make sure that,
It's been brought up before about designating it a landmark, because we've done that before, and all it does is, by ordinance, demolition has to be approved by, ordinance by city council. We've only ever done properties that are owned by downtown or the city.
yes,
But it can be, per code, it can be nominated by the owner, the Historic Preservation Commission, or city council can
Yeah.
nominate properties.
and you have to do the research into the history of the building, but once it's designated, and the city council is the ones who do that, and then that is another layer that they have to go through if they ever want to demolish it. And I don't think demolishing is necessarily on the docket, but at the same time, if it's for sale, and it's great property,
I heard that, I guess years ago, the roof leaked. And it leaked through the third floor used to be like a dance hall. It leaked through that and did extensive damage to the second floor. So that's why, again, this is again through the rumor mill or whatever you call it, but that's part of the reason they want to move is the cost to renovate that and fix
Yeah.
it up are just exponential. And then they want a bigger, more usable space.
oh, absolutely. And they have a lot of property,
Yep,
so that was my understanding, that they were where the field is.
the baseball field
They were
would be.
going to, right. But for somebody to buy it and make it a commercial success, there's limited parking, really, kind of. And then you argue with the parking over the Bush Event Center. It's very,
It could be a sticky wicket, yeah.
yes, yes. But,
And would it be easier to get the designation, Sal? Because there's already so much research done on that building already. I don't want to say the words copy and paste, but put that on the application and I think you might have it done.
that's something we could look
Yeah,
at.
the application wouldn't be difficult.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to Katie and see what she's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, because it's not technically in a historic district.
Well,
it's-
no, the John B. Bush Brewery is its own district.
Okay, that is its own district.
Yep, the brewery.
The house and the brewery.
Yep, is its own district.
Okay.
I heard they actually reached out to the Bush family and said, would you be interested in purchasing this property back? So I don't think they heard back.
What year was it built, do you know?
I couldn't have to talk.
Early 1800s, it was during
Yeah.
the Civil War, so.
Yeah. The original part of the house actually faces the brewery, and then the Gothic with the mansard roof, all of that was put on later, but it was still in the late 19th century. But I thought that was interesting because I'd never realized that until somewhere that tidbit came through, and it's true. It was like not a very two-story or three-story brick house that faced the creek.
Face north, yeah.
Yeah, and,
Someone who knows what they're talking about inside, they can show you where the original
Oh.
hallways and doors are at, and the stairways are different now and all that kind of stuff.
It's a cool
It's
building.
really, really weird. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I know, I've always looked at, it faces east, right? Whereas, you know,
Exactly.
In the old days, it faced north. And then there's also the story, the tunnel you can still get to the Bush Brewery.
wow.
And the brick cave.
Yeah, right, right.
Dare walking, but yeah, you can get there.
Right? I don't think I do
It's
that.
like, from what I can see online, 1855.
1885?
1855
Wow.
when construction started on the complex and it completed in 1917, between the brewery and the ice house and house.
Yeah. That's cool. I always thought that would make a great Christmas card if you could get a picture of it with the Christmas lights at dusk with it snowing. Now, you're not gonna, sounds like a Hallmark movie, but it would look great on a Christmas card. Oh, well. Okay. Is there any other business? Any other scoops anybody's heard? Our next meeting is in May. We do meet 4 times a year, and thank you all. Man, this is such a good turnout. So happy to see you all.
Thank you, Mom.
And, I know. Oh, jeez. You gotta watch me, I'm very dangerous. Oh, my. I didn't bring candy. Years ago, for Halloween, or for Valentine's Day, I brought everybody hearts. You needed chocolate, but I didn't have any this year, so.
I would like to ask one question
Yes.
to the board. As many of you know, in August, we have the American Legion Regional coming to town, so we'll have teams from at least 6 other states, possibly 7 other states coming here. If there's something that the Historical Society would like to add in the booklet, pamphlet, we're including the chamber in downtown already, but, I don't know if there's you're gonna get people from a lot of, around other states that are gonna come here. If we want to promote our Main Street, our historic district, our historic buildings, maybe there's a small list or something like that where invite people to go to type thing, I guess is what I'm saying. So, again, nothing holding to you, but just something.
No, that would be great.
We want to try to include all of Washington that we possibly can, so if you have.
Well, and if
don't make
they're
Tyler,
here,
but
a
if
lot
you-
of,
I'll be honest, I've already been in contact with Trent and
Okay,
Kent
right.
too, and I've been on the same page as you right now, so, yeah.
that's great. Well, I'll talk
We're
to,
all on the committee for doing it, so.
That's
Trent
good.
Anderson, Ken Getzey, Martin Eckhoff, myself, so, but it's just a matter of that, if we can add just another step to Washington, another level.
right. Well, and
Historic
if they're here, okay, everything's around the games, but at the same time, sometimes you have time you're killing. And if you know about our museum, the Zithers, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I'll talk to Katie too and see if,
Yeah, no, exactly, that's what we're talking about. When we
If
were in
there's
Pelham,
a-
Alabama last year, they didn't, you're kind of on your own to find somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to go to the Walmart parking lot, I'd rather go to someplace that's
Oh, yes.
relevant, so.
you can go Walmart anyway.
There's a great place that serves Falstaff right on the corner. Right in there. There's that.
Coffee at your house.
Could we put in like a, you mentioned a walking tour earlier, Deanna, like something like that to say, hey, here's like if you're gonna do a quick walking tour downtown, here's some.
The Historical Society already has that. It's a
Right, and I think Tyler's already had this started, and it's already part there, I just want,
That's great. No,
Anything
that's
else?
great.
No, that's awesome, Jeff.
That is good. That is good. That's exciting. Okay, does anyone else have any other business?
I make a motion?
Good. Is there a second
Second?
to adjourn? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Happy Valentine's Day to all you fellows and girls.
Yay.
You're remembered and appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remembered.